Well, hello everybody. This is Paul Romero with the Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owner Network Marketing. I'm sorry, not network marketing, Open Business Mastermind number 18. And I want to welcome everybody here. If you've got an invitation, please come in and join us right now. This is a Google Hangout. We have room for 8 people, and we are here to discuss anything and everything related to business. I have a topic today. I'm basically going to start out today with speaking about why do you want a business? Why should you own a business? What's the benefit of owning a business, of being a business owner? Well, the bottom line is if you're not a business owner, unless you skip over one step and you go straight to becoming an investor, but most people can't really do that because you don't have the money to just jump into being an investor. As an investor, your money does all the work for you. You purchase what's called appreciating assets. And appreciating assets, for those of you who maybe not familiar with what an appreciating asset is, it's not like a car or television or a computer system or anything like that, where once you purchase it, over time, it loses value. You can't buy a car today and turn around and sell it 5 years from now for more than you purchased it for. An appreciating asset is what you can do that with. You purchase something today that in 5 years from now, it's going to be worth more than what you paid for today. A simple example of that everybody can relate to, at least from the olden days, maybe not so much anymore, who knows, but is real estate. Generally, in the real estate market, you purchase a piece of real estate, and over time, it appreciates. It becomes worth more in value than what you paid for it. That's an example of an appreciating asset. And as an investor, you're also looking for cash flow. You want that appreciating asset not only to gain value over time, but you want it to pay you month after month after month X amount of dollars, and preferably X amount of dollars that maybe are even increasing over time. So you can be a business owner or you can be an investor. Those are the two ways that you can uncap your income, your earning power. Because if you're not a business owner or you're not an investor, and we've already discussed investor, we know what that is. Most of you can't get there, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that. But if you're not a business owner, if you don't have a desire to own a business, to be a business owner, then your income, whether you have a job or a career or whatever it is you want to call it, is capped. That's the bottom line. It is just purely capped. And it's capped by two things, either a wage scale and time constriction. Because, wow, sorry, must be getting a little dust storm going out there. It just kind of got real hazy. But anyway, I'm here in Phoenix, by the way, and that's dust storms are not uncommon around this area. So anyway, so to get to the time constriction and the wage scale, the two things that cap your income as an employee or a salaried position, whatever your career, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, whatever you prefer to call it, you're capped by wage scale and time constriction, because as whatever position you're in, you're only going to be able to excel so far. And wherever you're earning money now, you're only going to make so much more money until you reach a certain plateau. Now, once you reach that plateau, sure, there's probably a way for you to earn more money, but you have to get an advancement. You have to have a promotion. You have to move to another level. You have to take on more responsibility. You have to put in more effort. So you can increase your level, but it's still capped. If you get to another level, you're only going to be able to excel so high within that level as well before you reach the next cap, the next plateau. You start out, you get into management, you lower management, you have to work your way up to middle management. From middle management, you have to work your way up to upper management. And each one of those levels has a cap on it. You can only earn so much. You'll see on any of these positions, there's always a starting salary and an ending salary, and that's it. You can't make any more than that unless you get another advancement or another promotion. And the time constriction is the fact that, hey, there's only so many hours in a week that you can put in. Now, if you're salaried, doesn't matter how many of those are, but if you're hourly, then you can put in some more time, but still, again, there's only so much time you can put in. You got a family and a life to live as well, too. So you are capped if you don't own a business. Now, if you own a business, how does a business owner give you unlimited, unlimited earning ability? Well, because as a business owner, you're not getting paid for your time. You're getting paid based on your effort that you put in. So you could put in more effort and you can earn more money. It doesn't matter how much time it is. You can put in more effort in less time and still earn more money. Whereas with the being in an employee, being in a career or a job, you can only put in so much time per week, and you're just going to be getting that much more on your paycheck. So you can increase a little bit, but you're still capped out. You can't exceed beyond that. So you get paid off of your effort and not of your time. Now, certain businesses still have some kind of a limitation to them. For instance, if you get into any sort of a service industry sort of a business, obviously there's going to be another time constraint upon your earning ability. Because, for instance, let's say you are a hairstylist or an exterminator or an accountant, whatever it is, there's only so many hours in the day that you can be out there performing your service. So you go on, you start your business, you start your industry, you start your business, and you're in the service industry. Is that what I meant to say? You're in the service industry, and you go out and you get clients and you line them up and you go out and you serve your clients, or they come to you, whichever it is. They come to your building and you serve your clients, but you have to serve each one of them individually. So within the 8 to 10 hours that you work on a given day, or maybe you work 16, I don't know, but within the amount of hours that you choose to work each day, there's only so many people, because it takes X amount of time to service each client. Let's say it takes 1 hour. Well, if you work 8 hours a day, you can serve 8 clients. If you work 10 hours a day, you can serve 10 clients. But that's all you can do in a day. You're, again, sort of capped out. But there's still a way that you can actually increase your earnings and uncap your earnings, even if you are in the service industry, through duplication. Now, duplication is where, let's say you have your exterminator business or your hairstyle business, whatever it is, you have enough room in your shop at your hairstyle business that you can put another chair, and you can hire another person to come in. You can train them, or maybe they're already trained up on how to do it, but you can train them how to do your business. Let's say you're an exterminator. You can hire a guy, you can have him ride around with you for, however long it takes, a week or two, and you can train him on how he does his job, how he's going to do your job. You train him how you do your job. This is what I do. This is what you're going to do. You come in at 8, you do this, this, and this. You head out the door, you load up your truck, you check this, this, and this. Once your truck's loaded up, you turn the key, you head off to the people, and when you get to the house, you do this, this, and this. So you train them how to do your job, and now you have duplicated yourself. So now, when your 8-hour day starts or your 10-hour day starts, you head off in one direction and you service 8 or 10 clients, and he heads off in another direction and he services 8 or 10 clients. That's duplication. Now you're doing twice as much work in half the time. Not in half the time, but twice as much work in the same amount of time. So this way you can increase your earning power, because you're going to pay the employee less than what you make. So the earnings that you make over here, there's always income, extra income. So if you get paid off of 2 jobs in the same hour instead of just one job, your earning power has increased. Now, how do you duplicate? As I just laid out with the exterminator, you take the guy out, you teach him, this is what I do, this is how you're going to do it. You need to first create a system. because you can't just bring this guy in and say, okay, well, today I'm going to do this, this, and this, and you're going to learn how I do this, this, and this. And then tomorrow we come in, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it this way. And then the day after that, you're going to come in, we're still going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it this way instead. You have to have a system so that you can very simply and easily teach them one way, one time, over and done with. They're trained, they go to work, they're on their way, making you more money. So when you create a system for your exterminator new hire, when they come in, you're going to teach them, first of all, okay, at 8 o'clock in the morning when you come in, the first thing you're going to do is check the emails. Then you're going to check the phones. Then you're going to map out, and then you're going to create the list of the new leads. You're going to take 30 minutes and you're going to make the calls. You're going to see if there's anybody that you can schedule, and then you're going to create your list, and you're going to map out your list. You're going to go outside. You're going to load up you're going to do the inventory on your truck. You're going to load up everything that you need from this section here and this section here and this section here. You're going to get in the truck, you're going to turn the key, and you're going to be on your way to your first service. Now, another system. Once you get there, okay, what do you do when you get there? We have a system for that. The first thing you do, you get out of the truck, you meet and greet the client. 12 minutes. You have 12 minutes to meet and greet the client and do the inspection. When the inspection's over, you go back to your truck. You will, if the service call is for A, you're going to do this. If the service call is for B, you're going to do this. If the service call is for C, you're going to do this. So you have it broken down. Now you know that there's 3 things that you could be going out to the job for. It's going to either be A, B, or C. Maybe you're an exterminator, I'm sorry. Maybe there's more like D, E, F, and G, and H, and I, and J, and K, but still, you break each one of them down to a system so your person knows, okay, hey, this is A. They could even look, cheat in the book, and say, oh, let me flip over here to page B, there it is, number A. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. He knows exactly what chemicals to mix up, how to put it all in the pack, do whatever it is they have to do. He knows exactly where he's going to go in the house, where he's going to start from, where he's going to finish from, how he's going to do the outside of the house, et cetera, and so on. Turn around, how he's going to write up the contract, what he's going to write it up on, take it to the homeowner, get their signature, get the money, and he's on his way. Job 1 done, on to job 2, following your system. That's what it's all about. Duplication can't happen. It can sort of haphazardly happen, but it's not going to be successful unless you have a system. Systems are the key. Systems are everything. Building systems and duplicating your systems are how you are going to uncap your income. Ultimately, I mean, uncap your income to unlimited earnings is through systemizing and duplicating whatever it is that you're doing. Now, you might start small and you might have this business that has all these moving parts. Well, you might have to start with systemizing pieces of your business within your business. And this is where it comes down to building a team. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to run a restaurant. Well, let's say you're a good chef, you're a good cook, you can make the food, but you're not a good business person. You don't have somebody to do the books, and you're not, a waitress. You're not a very conversational person. You don't like talking to people, whatever. So you're not going to be able. If you go out to train your waitresses, and you're not a very conversational person, you're probably not going to train them very well. So part of building systems is building teams. Teams are a big part of systems. So if you're looking at putting this restaurant together and you know how to do the cooking, and you can teach the cooks how to cook the food the way that you want the food cooked, follow the food cooking system, you can do that part yourself. But now you need somebody to do the books and do all these other things. So you need to systemize that plan and bring somebody in, hopefully that's better than you, to refine your plan and put it all together for you into a system that now you can hire somebody to come in and manage that system. You're going to need to have a top flight waiter or waitress who can come in and run the show outside on the floor, and who can train the waiters and waitresses to give and deliver high quality service. So that's another system. So now you've got people running the back office, you've got you running the kitchen, you've got the people running the floor out front, you've got yourself a little bit of a team there. You got to be able to find quality people to put on your team who can help you build and create your systems that you can duplicate. Now, let's say you get this restaurant completely systemized. You got, the food order comes in every week, almost exactly the same, slight variations because you know by your system exactly how much of this, and this you're going to use because you have one specific menu that is the same day in and day out, week in and week out, except for maybe the chef special. But you have a system. The food order comes in, the food gets put away, the food gets processed, the food gets prepared, the food gets made, the food gets served, the service gets taken out front, the orders get taken, the customers are happy, the drinks are delivered, everything works, boom, 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 one step at a time, just how it's supposed to. Now you have a complete system running in this restaurant, yet you've capped out. Once again, you've capped out because you can only, your restaurant only seats so many people and you're only open for so many hours in the day. So you can only earn so much money. Once you create a system and it's flowing and working smooth as pie, you're maxed out. That's when you cap yourself out. So what do you have to do now? Now you duplicate. Now you go across town, you open another store, and you take some of your top flight people from this store because now you've got somebody who's one level below them here who can continue running the show for you here. You take your top flight people over here, you take them over there. They start training up a whole new crew, getting them working exactly the same way that you're working over here. And you have two places now duplicated that are working exactly the same place. Any customer can walk into one store, walk into the other store. They're going to get the same level of service. They're going to get the same quality of food. They're going to have, everything's going to be exactly the same. That's what a system is being able to have the exact same thing in multiple locations. So once you've got that next store duplicated, your income shoots up again. And once that store is systemized and maxed out, guess what? You're capped again. So if you want to continue earning money, what do? You duplicate again. You open another store, and another store, and another store, and another store. So that's the way you uncap your earning power. See, now you can't do that at your job. How can you? You can't hire somebody to come in and, I guess you probably could hire somebody to come in and do segment A of your job so you didn't have to, so you could focus more on segment B, which is more powerful. See, when you're in a job, you have to continually be producing. You have to continually be achieving, because once you get to the capped out point, when you've reached the maximum limit of the level that you're in, if you're not a producer, if you're not an achiever, if you're not putting out high quality work, if you and a lot of effort to do so, you're not going to be the one who gets that promotion. The other guy who's doing all that hard work. He's the one that's going to get the advance, and you're going to get stuck where you're at. And once you get stuck where you're at once, hey, the next time that promotion comes up, you try again, and somebody else is still doing more than you, and they get the promotion, and they get the promotion. And after a while, you just become complacent, you give up, and now you're stuck, and you are completely capped forever because you're never going to go any higher. So systemizing and duplication. So like I said, in your job, I guess you could hire somebody to do segment A for you. It's going to cut into your earning power at the time. Maybe it's worth it to pay somebody else to do segment A so that you can really exceed in the other pieces, so that you can outshine those other guys and get that promotion. But that's kind of a risky beast there. You have to pay out some of your own money to hire somebody to help you. That's it's up to you. You can do that. And in a business, yeah, too, same thing. You're going to have to hire out people. You're going to have to outsource people. You're going to have to purchase technology, and there's systems now today that you don't need people. You can purchase systems, pre-made systems to do things for you, especially with online sorts of businesses and things like that. Amazing things that you can do online, so virtually that you can spend 5 minutes a day doing something that would take a person 5 hours to do. It's crazy. But that's what's so awesome about business today is you can really build and systemize and duplicate very quickly and very easily to where you can explode a business. Virtually overnight. You can literally build a $1 million business in 3 years or less. I mean, 3 years is not a long time. Ask yourself a question. What was I doing 3 years ago? Well, let's see, 3 years ago, I was pretty much doing the same thing I'm doing today. And it just seems like yeah, just 3 years ago, I was 3 years younger. And that wasn't long ago. It just seems like yesterday, I was 3 years younger. 3 years is not a long time. You put in the effort and you're going to get paid based upon your effort. That's the beauty of business. So if you put in the effort and you are diligent and you stay strong and keep moving forward and don't let anybody beat you down and tell you you can't do it and not give up, in as little as 3 years, your life can be 100% completely different from what it is today. You can go from a place where you are that, maybe it's happy, maybe, but for most people it's not. It's a struggle. It's a daily struggle. It's a life of existence. It's not a life of living and happiness. It's a life of surviving and existence. And you can go from that place or any place to a completely whole new place in just as little as 3 years. And in fact, there's businesses out there today in things like affiliate marketing and network marketing and other kinds of things that you can get into for virtually nothing, which is what is so great about it, because obviously if you're in a place of existence and struggle, you don't have a lot. So you can really get into a lot of things today with virtually nothing, a couple $100. I mean, what did you spend $200 on last month? Probably Starbucks and beer and some food, lunches, and just stuff. I'm sure, I guarantee you pissed away $200 last month, no problem. Go without a few things for a month. Buy yourself into a business. Get something started. You don't have much time in the day right now as it is. Get started in something that doesn't take much time. Something that you can still go to work and put in your 40 hours, come home, even though you're tired. This is where your warrior has to come in. Even though you're tired, you sit down, you go, okay, I got 1 hour. I'm putting it in right now. 1 more hour is all I got to go. I'm putting it into this business right now. And then next thing you know, you do that for a short period of time. Maybe it's a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. But then all of a sudden you start getting a little bit of money. And maybe it's not a lot. Maybe it's $10 a month to start with. But you're like, hey, that's $10 a month. $10 a month more than I didn't have last month. And the next thing you know, you're up to $30, $40, $50 a month, $100 a month, $200 a month. I mean, would $200 a month make a difference in your life right now? That's huge. I mean, it's not huge. It's minuscule, but it can feel huge. $200 a month. Let's just do some math here real quick. Let's go. 40 times 4 basically equals 160. So 160 hours in the month, and 200 divided by 160 equals $1.25. It's $1.25 an hour raise you just made. Are you going to get that at your job? When's the last time you got $1.25 an hour raise at your job? Wow, that's huge. And like achieving $200 a month in some of the ways that are out there for people to build a small home-based business today can really happen I mean, if you're a gung-ho go-getter, you could really make $200 a month happen in a month. By the end of the month, you could be earning $200 a month. I mean, if you're not a real gung-ho go-getter, if you're a little slow at start, you got to have a little bit more information, take things a little slower, want to do things the right way. 6 months, you have $200 a month coming in. That's still amazing. And the thing is, it's still going up because it's uncapped. It's unlimited. As long as you keep putting forth effort, it's going to continue to increase. That's the beautiful thing, until all of a sudden one day you look around and you go, hey, wait a second. I'm making as much money doing that little side thing I was doing as I'm making at this job. Holy Moses, I could quit my job right now. Now, you might want to do that. But remember one thing. Where did your job have you before you started that little side business? It wasn't a place that you liked. So maybe you don't want to quit your job just yet, but maybe you'll cut down and maybe you'll start only working half as much as you worked before. while you're still working this business. And now you got extra time you can put towards the business, you can explode it even faster. And the next thing you know, now you're going, I got so much money over here now, I don't need that job anymore. Systems. There are systems already in place that you can duplicate and uncap your income. So that's why you need a job. I'm sorry, that's why you don't want a job. That's why you need a business. That's why you want to start a business. That's the only way that you're ever going to get out of the rat race. Quite honestly, the rat race is the job. The rat race is a job. If you have a job, you're in the rat race, and there is no way out of it. That's the only thing that's the only way that there's no way out of the rat race if you have a job. The only way to get out of the rat race is to do something to create what's called passive income. Now, maybe you guys never heard of passive income. I don't know. But passive income is money that comes in that you did not materially participate in its generation of. In other words, for instance, what I like to call passive income is do something once and get paid forever. Okay, imagine your job. All right, I don't know what you do, but let's just say you're an auto mechanic. All right, how many starters do you put in a week? All right, you put in 30 starters every week. Well, what do you get next week for the 30 starters you put in this week? Nothing. You got to go put in 30 more starters if you want to get that paycheck again, right? What if you could put in 30 starters this week? Let's say 30 starters a month. You put in one starter a day. And next month, at the end of the month, you got to put in another 30 starters or you're done. If you want that paycheck, you got to put another 30 starters in. And the month after that, another 30. The month after that, another 30. What if you could put in 30 starters this month? Next month, you're still going to put in 30 starters, but what if you put in 30 starters, got paid for all 30 starters, and you also got a check because you put those 30 starters in this month, you also got a check for X amount of dollars, whatever it is, $100. How many times would you have to put in 30 starters to replace what you're earning by putting in 30 starters? If you put in 30 starters and you get $100, next month you put in another 30 starters. The month after that, what do you get? $200. You put in another 30 starters the next month, $300. Another 30, $400. Like I said, how many months of putting in 30 starters would you have to do to replace your income? That's what it's all about. I'm going to end this with a thought about financial freedom. Most people, when you bring up the idea of financial freedom, they instantly think grandiose millions of dollars, right? I gotta have all this money. If I want to be financially free, I gotta be a millionaire, or I gotta have lots and lots of money. The definition of financial freedom is different, and it's defined differently by each and every one of us. My definition or my vision of financial freedom is not the same as yours. And it's not the same as my wife's, and it's not the same as your wife's, and it's not the same as your brother or your sister or anybody. Your vision of financial freedom is unique only to you. Now, others might have similar ones, but it's not going to be the same. So what is the definition of financial freedom? Well, it's not having tons and tons of money. That's not what it is. The definition of financial freedom is very simple. It's having the ability to live the lifestyle that you desire without having to work or count on anyone else for income. So do you see the power in that? Live the lifestyle that you desire. Maybe you're living the lifestyle that you desire right now. Maybe you have no desire to have really anything more than what you've got right now. You're living a very fulfilled and happy life, but you still have to go to work to keep it. Having the ability to live that style without having to work or depend on anyone else for income, that's financial freedom. The only way to create financial freedom is by obtaining passive income. Do something once, get paid forever money, right? Because You have to have money that's coming in that you're not working for. And the best way to create passive income is by starting a business and building a business and uncapping your earning potential. So think about that. Think about what financial freedom means to you. Think about passive income, something you've probably never thought of before. Do something once and get paid forever. Wow, how can I do some of that, right? Think about, okay, I can't invest. Obviously, I don't have money to just go start investing in appreciating assets, but I can start a business. And there's businesses out there that I can start for like 200 bucks. There's businesses out there you can start for free, really. Um, there's businesses out there you can start for 500, 1,000, 2,000, any number of any range wherever you feel like you can afford to get in. But $200, honestly, I don't care how much money you're making. You're pissing away $200 a month easily, and you can come up with $200 to start a business. So uncap your income. Think about passive income. Think about financial freedom. Think about building a business, and think about where can I get into a business for 200 bucks? And this little box that you're looking at right here, right now, this thing called the computer. Go online, start looking around, start doing some research. You'll find all kinds of stuff. I would recommend go to wealthhealth.swissgoldglobal.com. I would highly recommend that. That's a business that I'm in. It's extremely simple, it is duplicatable, and it is all about passive income. And it's so simple that anybody can do it. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for coming in here today. Next time, don't be shy. Jump on board. Let's talk about something together here. Let's share some ideas. Let me help you in your business. Maybe you've got some ideas you want to run. Doesn't matter. We'll be back here next week, but you know what? We got to change this time zone because this is really kind of rough for me to put in at 4:30. I think we're going to move this to the evening hour, maybe 8 p.m. Tomorrow or next week, we'll be back at 4:30, but I'm going to mull that over. We're going to put some plans together and just get used to it. I think we're going to start running this at 8 p.m. Pacific time. The Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owner Open Business Mastermind. Talk about any business. Doesn't have to be, well, talk about any business. And like I said, wealthhealth.swissgoldglobal.com. $200 entry, $200 entry to a systemized, duplicatable, easy as pie business that anybody can do with something that everyone not only needs, but actually wants. I mean, how can you go wrong, right? All right, everybody. Oh, universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire, which is, for me, and now it is for you, financial freedom.